So I forgot to make the video last night of me cooking food. So now I'm making it now. And I've already fucked up because that little pot was used to make the rice that I have cooling in here. Yeah. Because we're making fried rice. And right now I'm preparing the eggs. A little bit of unsweetened almond milk. Because we do our eggs like Ramsay does. If I can just a smidge of milk. I don't know where the fuck to prop this up. How about there? That'll do. For the time being. So let's see, how can I do this safely? Not really is the question, is the answer to that. Alright. Adding pepper to taste to my eggs. I like a good amount of pepper. We don't add salt when they're still in their loose liquid form because that fucks with the egg. You gotta add salt when it's already partially cooked. Alright. So now we're just gonna go ahead and scramble some eggs. We're gonna pre-cook these before adding it to our eventual fried rice. So what makes Ramsay eggs special is how he cooks them. And that's by constantly stirring and putting it on heat and taking it off so they don't cook fast. You want to cook them super slow so you can get just the right consistency. I think I had the heat a little high to start. I had it set to 6. Now I have it set to 5. And even then. And I know to put it back on the heat when I feel like my eggs just aren't cooking. So what have I done? I made rice. Rice is simple-ish. 1 part rice to 2 parts water. Rinse it real good until you, once it's all rinsed, you put the rice in the water, put it on the burner, turn the burner all the way up so you can bring it to a boil. Once it's at a boil, turn the temperature down to about a 3 or a 4, depending on how hot your numbers are, because you want it to simmer and cook off the water, but not super fast. And after about, depending on how much rice and water you have, like 10 to 15 minutes of that, probably closer to 10, you'll notice that pretty much all of your water's gone. That's when you'll take it off the burner, cover it with a lid for a few minutes, or until desired rice texture. Like for mine, I didn't let sit for 5 minutes, but that's because I let it boil for longer than it should have, so the water burned off real quick. I also have 3 eggs. I'd probably go with only 1 if you're not super big into eggs, 2 if you're into a normal amount of egg. I went with 3 because I wanted a little extra protein today because I haven't had a lot of protein today. And even then I got quite a bit of rice, so it'll disperse out quite nicely. I also got a package of some microwave vegetables. I went with the pack that's green beans, corn, and peas. No. Green beans, corn, peas, carrots. Generally, with fried rice, all you'll really want is the carrots and peas. But I didn't feel like buying 2 separate packs and cooking them differently, so that's what I did. And these little packs are just pop it in the microwave for a few minutes, which I already did while my rice was cooking. This recipe is very disorganized. So my eggs are getting to be just about, or coming close to being done. Oh, the reason I put the rice in the freezer to cool down, when making fried rice, you generally want to use day-old rice. It just, the texture, consistency of it cooks a little better. It's a little less clumpy, or something like that. I personally don't have the patience for that kind of thing, and I don't plan ahead that well. So that's why it's in the freezer to cool down. And to save on dishes, and to add some flavor, when these eggs are done cooking, this is when I'm going to cook all my rice and stuff in. So these eggs are getting pretty close to done. That right, just about this here is right when it's like, you can see texture, but it's kind of goopy still. It's a good time to add your salt. To however much salt you like on your eggs. Right around now, that's like what I'd put on my toast. A buttered toast sandwich with scrambled eggs in the middle. Fucking awesome breakfast. Alright, so these eggs are pretty much done. I'm going to leave that heat on. I'm just going to move these eggs to a separate plate for now, so they can chill out and stop cooking. I should also mention that the package for my veggies said to put it in the microwave for 5 minutes, straight from the freezer. I only did it for 4, because I also wanted to cook the veggies here on the plate. So we're gonna leave that, probably bump that up to 6. I have some chopped up garlic, a little bit of butter, my eggs, some sesame oil, some soy sauce. A little bit of sesame oil goes a long way. The more you cook with it, the more you know that. And this is my first time using butter in my fried rice, so we'll see how that goes out. A lot of people say just a little slab of butter does it justice. We're going to get all of our veggies cooking. I think garlic's a veggie. Spice. Whatever the fuck you want to call it, I don't give a fuck. I have a lot of garlic because I like a lot of garlic. That's probably like one with a really large clove, plus, I don't know, 2 regular sized cloves. There's a lot of garlic. We're just gonna... missed a piece of corn. Oh well. This should cook fairly fast since it was already microwaved. I can already smell it cooking fast. So I'm gonna let that sit for a hot second while I grab my rice. Yeah, that cooled down pretty well. Get some little extra bits of egg in there. Since I'm making it all in the same pans, I'm kind of cheating here. Getting all my bang for my buck with these eggs I use. There's not really a great way to know when your veggies are done or ready. I guess for these ones, since they came out of the microwave package, it's just when they're warm and maybe have changed color just a little bit. You know, the carrots will shrink a little bit as the moisture leaves them. See how hot that is. That's probably a good time to start adding the rice in just a second. I'm going to go ahead and bump this up to an 8 because we want to fry things now. I got a fuckload of rice because I wanted leftovers. I don't know how many cups of rice I used, but I got a lot of rice out of it. I'm just going to break up my rice. So I don't want any bad clumps. Making a little bit of a mess. So now, just a drizzle of some sesame oil in there. Maybe a little more. I like the flavor. And then we want to add enough soy sauce to make our white rice brown. And I like my stuff salty, so it's going to be a little extra. And we'll leave it out just to see how it fits. And we're also going to go ahead and add that little nub of butter. Let's just see how it goes. Oh, I can already smell that sesame oil. It is good. We're just going to keep making a mess and mix it all together. It smells so good. You can also add things like pork or chicken to your fried rice. I'd really recommend pork. Chicken's pretty good too, though. As for how to cook that, I don't really know because I haven't messed with it yet. I would want to say you want to cook the meat first and then add it to all this later. Because really what you should be doing is veggies and then rice. Or should really be your last two things because they cook the quickest. And you don't want the eggs in here because we put on such a high heat that you could overdo the eggs really easily. There are some people that cook it on a lower heat, and what they'll do is they'll make a little pocket in their rice, like that, and they'll cook the eggs in here for a second, and then they'll start scooping it all together. And I think I'm going to add just a little more soy sauce because I still see plenty of white spots. So we don't want to overdo it because that's unhealthy. I mean, fried rice isn't super healthy to begin with, but it's not the worst dish in the world for sure. You know? I got a little knob of butter in there and some soy sauce. The rest of it's really not bad. Veggies, rice, egg. Not too shabby. You can also add things like onions to this. Scallions on top for a garnish, maybe a little bit of parsley when you're all done. But don't cook those herbs, the scallions and parsley, because they won't be as flavorful and you'll kind of ruin them. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead, chop up my eggs a little bit with my spatula here. So I can get nice itty bitty pieces and just kind of flake that on top. And to continue conserving dishes, I'm also going to toss this here that I have right into the bowl that I took my rice from. And now that I see how much that I have here, I'm probably going to go on with a fourth egg just to really disperse it out. That's fine, you know, live and learn. That's the fun part about cooking. Recipe's a little different every time when you're having fun. Arguably, you should be taste testing as you go along when you cook, but this shit's hot. Well, I am going to take just a little piece out, let it cool for a second, because I want to see how it is, soy sauce-wise. That's really garlicky. So I'm going to add a little soy sauce to balance that out, because it's a strong flavor. I may have just gotten a piece of garlic in my mouth, but either way, that's part of the live and learn experience of cooking. Oh, that looks so good. I wish my egg was probably cooked a little more. It looks a little on the lighter side, but it's fine. Go ahead, turn this burner off, move it over, and put some in a bowl. So yeah, holy shit, my phone's hot. So this is my fried rice. Yeah.